Well, hey, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Daily Brew. We have someone new on the couch today. This is our brand new reporter and news anchor, Emily Moss, joining us. You'll be anchoring 5 News this morning on the weekends, right? And reporting with us on 5 News this morning. We're so glad to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Really
So let's talk about where you're from for folks out there who haven't met you yet. Where are you coming from?
Yeah, so I am originally from the Quad Cities. I'm from Buffalo, Iowa, and I came to here from Waterloo, Iowa, where I've been the last 4 years as a news anchor and reporter at a station in Waterloo.
Oh, who is
Okay.
that ugly-looking fella right there?
Danny, is that you?
Don't make this about you.
Let's make this about that kitty cat. Who was that?
So that is my cat, Benny. I got him 5 years ago. There he is again. He is a flame-tail Siamese, so he's white with orange, pretty much. And he's my son. I love him so much.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
named after Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets. I love it.
Really, he's my favorite person.
No, I love that. We love that you're an animal lover around here because we all got some pets around here and we love them. I hear Benny's a little mischievous though sometimes.
Well, yeah, he can be. But to me, he can do no wrong.
Right.
He's my son.
That's right.
To me, he's a perfect little angel.
Perfect little angel. Well, how are you liking Arkansas so far?
I love it a lot. It's very pretty here. It's very welcoming too, and like, I'm just being able to walk places has been a big thing for me. Like I can go on walks, go on our hot girl walks,
That's right.
check out areas.
Yeah.
And also just all the different lakes and the wildlife areas. I just feel like it's just so green.
Oh yeah, we live in a beautiful part of the world here in Arkansas. So glad to have you. So what are some of your hobbies, things you like to do?
Well, you saw some clips. I love to cook. I'm big on cooking. So I usually try to do a new recipe a week. Sometimes it becomes 2 recipes a
We
week.
will be your taste testers right here.
I love to cook. It just gives me so much joy. My biggest things are meat and cheese, though. So
Okay.
we're trying to work in more vegetables.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I love reality TV.
Yeah. What's your favorite show right now?
Well, my favorite show of all time are their Vanderpump Rules
Okay.
and The Challenge on MTV.
Okay.
I've watched the whole series multiple times. It's an addiction.
Well, you may have been pretty young when this one came out, but I Love New York. Do you remember that reality
Yes,
show?
yes.
My favorite. I have like the whole season in a little box set.
I've seen
Love
them.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tiffany Pollard, she was on House of Villains, so I watched that too.
I love her. Do you guys know who she is?
Did not.
Tiffany Pollard. I'll let you borrow the DVDs. Don't worry. They're Blu-ray too.
You got to watch film.
That's right. That's right.
For sure. Well, we are so glad to have you here. And now, again, you're going to see her on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday on 5 News This Morning. And right on 5 News This Morning, she'll be reporting with us. So we're glad to have you. Welcome. All right, so let's talk about some things that we got cooking in the Daily Brew today. Have you heard about the new TikTok app that may be coming for users in the U.S.? Well, President Trump repeatedly delayed the enforcement of a law requiring this company, ByteDance, to sell or face the ban. You know about that. It was crazy viral, right? Everybody's like, where's TikTok going? Now he says that there is a buyer. But TikTok reportedly building a new version of the app just for the U.S. that could launch as soon as September. So I think maybe people can a little sigh of relief on this, you know, thinking, okay, well, if it does go away, we got something in addition, right?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, you know, they're probably kind of using this as a way to say, look, you know, we're not going to sell, but might as well make another whole company so that we can stay in the United States and so that they're not constantly worried about getting banned. Because I know it keeps getting extended, so.
Yeah. And a lot of people who make money on that, like that's their business, that's their job, right? Could you imagine like it just going away? That'd be like getting laid off or getting fired.
Yeah.
Your income just gone.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. I don't know. All right, let's talk about those summer shopping deals that are heating up with Amazon and the other big box retailers. They're discounts, right? Are you shopping online? Are you doing the Amazon Prime days?
I'm trying not to. I know, but the more that Tiffany was talking, what was it, Monday or Tuesday? The more that
She's been shopping all week.
the more that she was talking about it, the more I was like, okay, maybe I do need to get something. Like, maybe that's not like the healthiest thing, but yeah, I've been like, I
Right.
definitely need to get some stuff.
Well, they're seeing some big numbers out of this. 375 million sold globally. That was Amazon Prime in 2023. But, you know, with all this, we're ordering all those things, they're coming in, package theft. The risk there rises, right, as these boxes stack up outside your home. And this is a pretty big number, an estimated 58 million packages stolen last year. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's like somebody's making a career out of porch pirating.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they are.
Yeah. And you've seen videos of like literally someone will drop off the package and someone will run up behind them, pick it up, and run away.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's insane how.
I just don't. Do they follow like the people who are delivering the packages?
Like the
And how
UPS
is
truck?
the UPS truck not
Yeah.
like this person has been behind me this entire time?
Yeah.
If somebody follows me for more than 2 blocks, I start getting scared.
Yeah. I wondered though, with the rise in the, you know, the packages and more online shopping, you know, all the Ring door cameras that are out
Right.
there, I bet those sales are through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
They really are. Well, unfortunately, sometimes it's not even enough. So I saw a video, I don't know if it was last or 2 years ago. A guy was in a traffic cone, and he literally waddled his way to grab the package, didn't show himself, like lifted up the cone, grabbed the package, went underneath the cone, and then walked away like in Toy Story 2.
What?
How are you going to catch him?
You're doing too much there.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things, I mean, I'm not going to say like, yeah, take the package because this might be valuable, but it's like, if you're going to go through that much effort, like, man, put that into other things, you know, like put it into different hobbies. But
Yeah.
But also, it might not be valuable. So, like, really, how successful
you
is it?
never
Like, what
know.
if you pick up a package of cat litter?
You're
or
risking
something?
jail time for cat litter. Yeah. It makes no sense. But there are some experts weighing in saying there are a few instructions, maybe things you do to kind of keep it at bay, right? Which you can add special delivery instructions, tell them to leave it behind the house. I mean, that could be a good one, right? Or maybe use one of those Amazon hub lockers. Have you guys seen those like
Yeah,
around
we
convenience
actually-
stores?
we have
We
one
have them
at
at
our-
our apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That comes in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I bet apartment complexes, that would be like a high theft area.
Right, especially
Yeah.
because a lot of time at my previous apartment back in Iowa, I don't know if it's the same for you, but or just wherever you are, it was just like in a locker room, and it was basically just you just had a code, but if you lived there, just you could take anyone's packages, and that was kind of scary.
Yeah, that is. You know, and all these things that they say we can do, but they're saying don't confront any porch pirates. I don't know. I feel like that'd be the first thing I'd want to do if I saw it happen.
The Ring cameras have like little microphones, so you can just like get on there.
Yell at
I
'em.
see you.
Yeah,
Put it down.
put it down. I don't know. All right. Nvidia became the first publicly traded company to hit $4 trillion in market this week, beating, get this, giant techs Apple and Microsoft to this milestone. It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, and it just tells you again where we're headed, just with AI, with like they said, these chips and how much that they're used in pretty much, I wouldn't say every company, but most
I would
companies.
say,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it sounds like a lot of the companies do use Nvidia, so
Yeah.
it's like they almost have like a monopoly on chips.
Yeah, their stock's up 20% thanks to, you know, powering the AI boom. So recently, Nvidia and Microsoft traded places. Microsoft probably trying to catch up now. I bet they're scrambling.
Which
Right?
you always think, I mean, it's just one of those, right? One of those companies that you're always thinking is probably going to be one of the biggest in the world, like with Apple as well. And then you know, change in, you know, AI, and this company comes out of nowhere and
Yeah.
takes over.
There they are.
Yeah, I'm not going to solicit stock advice, but stuff like Nvidia, that's never going to go away, and we're always going to need chips. I wish I would have gotten in on it sooner, but man, like that's going to be something where it's just going to continue to take off.
Oh, yeah, definitely so. All right, let's talk about this bioluminescent algae spotted off the south of Australia's coast. It's something to see, right? Like, that's beautiful,
Yeah,
but
it's like a swirl.
it's toxic, though.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was captured near Adelaide, where senators there are calling on the Prime Minister to declare a national disaster over the state's ongoing fish kill problem because of the algae, claiming that the beaches have become a marine graveyard in that area. So it's sort of twofold, right? Like pretty
Yeah.
to look at, but not good
Oh.
things aren't happening.
So now it's kind of spooky now that you said that.
Yeah.
Graveyard.
I
And it's
know.
winter time over there. I thought that the heat would have had something to do with maybe the bloom or the algae bloom, but it's winter in Australia right now.
Yeah, so sometimes what can happen is this can happen with like all algae. Whenever the population booms like this, and I don't know if in the Western Pacific it really booms, but you get this process called like upwelling. So basically water from beneath like cooler water will like upwell the warmer on top, and they'll kind of like flip. And a lot of that algae that's sitting underneath can kind of flip to the top. This also happens with like, if you guys ever heard of like red tide along the coast, that happens a lot. The same thing, because it's just a different type of algae. So I wonder if just like, the upwelling process occurs. I don't know exactly how it works again near Australia, but some of that probably is just upwelled in numerous number. And I don't know, a lot of these algae can come from, waste or runoff, and that'll run into the ocean, and then eventually it becomes too populated that it upwells, and then unfortunately gets to be an issue. Like you said, it does harm quite a bit of the fish and marine population. So unfortunately, I don't know necessarily what the cure for this would be, but obviously just to cut down on that waste, because that does contribute to that algae really blooming.
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of a general allergic type response in humans is what it could have. And I think that's got to be hard there being on the coast, because you'd want to touch it, you'd think, right? Especially maybe like kids.
Yeah, and that's another thing I always thought about. Always in books, I remember reading, like the deadliest caterpillars or snakes were always the prettiest. It's like, or fluffy, and you want to touch them. It's like, no, that thing could, like cause an allergic reaction. I'm always like, why are in nature sometimes like the prettiest things is like so dangerous like that?
Well, I can't say I've ever wanted to pet a snake, so I don't think I worry about if it's pretty.
No, but I just remember like they would have these like caterpillars maybe with like these really like blue like, and then they would be like, oh no, that one's the deadly one. I'm like, oh great. Or the frog. There's the frogs too.
Which
I love
is
frogs.
beautiful, by the way.
I think we had a caterpillar around here in Arkansas that was like really puffy whites, and someone touched it, and it felt like they broke their arm with some of the pain that shot down their arm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't remember the name of it right now. But yeah, I remember that. That was a good one. All right, have you ever wondered what a fireworks stand looks like whenever all of the fireworks inside, they all go off at once, right? You hope no one's inside or around it, but this is what it looks like right here, because they found out in Michigan. Police there are investigating what caused it. They don't know if it was set intentionally or maybe an accident. They're looking into it. The best part, no injuries, but my goodness, you just pull up to it as a first responder and you got to just wait.
Yep. And it's just, you think about, how little it probably might take, because maybe one or two go off and accidentally lights another and accidentally lights another, and then you end up in this situation. So yeah, hopefully it wasn't intentional. Hopefully that was an accident, but hopefully no one's nearby.
And you can't control where it goes, right? It thankfully didn't cause any damage to buildings nearby, but it's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
It is kind of pretty.
I can't imagine like living by there though, and like hearing that and be like,
you're like, what's happening out there? It's like, I didn't know they were putting on a show today.
Oh, believe me, there's a lot of Happy July 9ths last night.
Are we still hearing fireworks around town?
On Twitter, I saw that people are still lighting them. I don't know around here, but I guess if you still have leftovers, you're like, you know what, let's just light them.
Because you don't know if they're going to work next year, because sometimes you put them in the garage and next year comes around and you don't know.
Yeah. Or you're scared they're going to go off like that, and you're like, all right, I'm just going to set them off
Well,
myself.
because I have some that are like the really big boom ones that's been sitting, like under my TV in like a little stand for a few years, and I was gonna do them this year because I was thinking, okay, this is probably the end of it. They'll be good no more. I guess I'm gonna have to wait one more year. I guess.
You could be, well, maybe
I don't know.
On July 10th, you can maybe like.
Happy July 10th, Joe.
Right? Kaboom. All right, strawberries are a Wimbledon tradition, usually served with cream, but.
Yeah, Iga Swiatek, she is a tennis player. She is a multiple major champion winner. She, after her post match with Danielle Collins, she beat Danielle Collins. She was saying that it's a Polish summer dish with pasta, strawberries, and yogurt. And to me, this sounds more like maybe dessert pasta. I don't know, but like, I mean, yogurt and pasta. I mean, just think of a creamy-based pasta. Doesn't sound that bad, but strawberries and pasta, I've never thought of that, and I don't know how I feel about it, but. We look at this, and maybe that's weird. They'll probably look at what we eat, hot dogs for 4th of July, and think what we eat is weird. But still, it's just an interesting mix.
Yeah, it really is. And on the hot dog, our opinions are clearly more valuable. So clearly hot dogs are better. But yeah, the contrast, like you said, with that is really bizarre. I mean, to be fair, like I think I was talking about this the other day. Like the Elvis burgers, like last week on the 4th of July, we had those. And there was like peanut butter on a burger, and I was kind of like, really? Like, and it tasted pretty good. So
but
I guess,
with the meat and the cheese and everything, put the peanut butter on it? Yeah, I don't know.
See, it tasted pretty good. Now, like I said, so don't knock it till you try it, but so maybe we'll have to.
I don't think I'll be trying that.
So
I think it's a whole lot of cold wetness that I don't.
So I have an uncle who has a midnight snack, and it is peanut butter, mayonnaise, and banana.
What?
So yeah, I heard
Like
that's
on
very
a
popular.
sandwich?
Peanut butter, mayonnaise,
I
and
think
banana
that's like
sandwich.
Elvis like really liked
Yes,
that.
so yeah, because on that Elvis
I think
burger,
that's
but-
the burger
Yeah,
thing.
peanut butter and banana. I don't think actually mayo may have been on there. Now that you think
Peanut butter mayo. That would be his midnight snack, and I just never saw the combination of mayo and peanut butter, or even mayo and banana.
You never tried it?
Oh,
when he
I
had
would
it?
no. And he still eats it. I would never try it.
My
I
dad's
can't.
a butter and peanut butter on his peanut butter sandwiches,
Yeah.
but not mayo. I would look at him different.
and I will say peanut butter jelly is the one food I tell people I can eat every single day of my life, nonstop.
is that the greatest combination of all
I
time?
think it's the greatest combination.
Oh my goodness.
Salt and pepper's got to be up there though. We'll have that talk later.
All right, it is Thursday. We're looking for Friday into that weekend. What's that weather looking like coming up?
Yeah, today, much like yesterday, going to be similar. Thankfully, not seeing that fog out there like we did yesterday, but still going to be pretty hot. Temperatures in the low to mid 90s. We'll see the heat indices about 95 to 100 in northwest Arkansas. The peak heat indices are in the afternoon, then 100 to 105 in the River Valley. We'll see pretty much the same forecast tomorrow, a little less muggy, which I guess will come as a very welcome sight. But then this weekend, rain chance to return, especially during the afternoon, evening hours. But Saturday, a little bit more favored in northwest Arkansas. And then on Sunday will be more area wide. So the River Valley, I think, will avoid many of the rain chances, especially earlier in the day on Saturday. But it'll be more likely late Saturday and then especially during the day on Sunday. Then for both areas, things starts to taper off after Monday. Not expecting anything widespread severe out of this, but with this time of year, you could always see gusty winds with these storms, and as we saw on Tuesday, have to watch out for any heavy rain that leads to any localized flash flooding. For now, that threat seems very low, but something we'll definitely be keeping an eye on as we get closer to the weekend.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Daily Brew. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for Friday, 7 a.m.
We'll see you then.